Hello guys, my name is Rastility. Today, I'm going to be covering the Squid Games and comparing each TDS tower to see which one would come out on top in the Squid Games. Now, I'm not going to compare based off of feelings, I'm going to use actual game lore to see which tower would come out on top in each game, and which tower would perish in each game. Now, before we begin, let's set some rules. First of all, each tower will be carrying their weapon the entire time during this game. If it's a tower like Ace Pilot or Pursuit, they have to stay inside of their respective vehicles. And also, we'll be using logic from in the game and both outside of the game to determine each winner and loser of the games. We will also be instantly eliminating War Machine and Mecha Base because they are moderator exclusive towers. Therefore, they have an unfair advantage. Golden skins will not be taken into account either, due to each skin being literally the exact same thing as their normal counterparts. If it is a summoning tower, then we will take into account each unit from the tower, not the actual tower itself. Except for Necromancer. I don't care to do Necromancer. Now, let's begin. First off, our Game Master is naturally going to be the Crook Boss. This is because, ironically enough, he would have actually won if we didn't make him the Game Master, and also, he just has the Game Master skin, which is incredibly cool. So, our Crook Boss is eliminated immediately. Okay, for our first game, we have Red Light, Green Light. We'll be eliminating DJ Booth, Turret, Gatling Gun, Farm, and Mortar. DJ Booth cannot move whatsoever without leaving his stand, disqualifying him immediately. Turret, Gatling Gun, and Farm are also inanimate objects, eliminating them as well. And Mortar is a bit trickier, because Mortar can move his weapon if it's at level 2 or below. However, anything above that and he cannot move. So we'll be assuming that he's just at level 5 and eliminate him because he cannot move. Now, we can get started with the slaughter. Immediately off the bat, Ace Pilot, Field Medic, every military base unit, Elf, Bomber Elf, and Gift Bomber are all killed. This is because no matter what, these units do not ever stop moving, therefore eliminating them at red light. And now let's move on to the survivors. Every single unit with a long range immediately survives this. This is because according to Commander on Wave 30 of Old Molten Mode, towers with a long range can keep faster enemies on the radar. This means that naturally the longer range towers have adapted to the speed and therefore are fast themselves, guaranteeing themselves a spot at the finish line. Any tower with 24 range or more has a lot of range in my opinion, so this means that Sniper, Hunter, Rocketeer, Ranger, Necromancer, Archer, and Hollowpunk all survive. However, surely this means that the opposite is true for shorter range towers, making them slower. Any tower with 8 range or lower has short range in my opinion, so this immediately eliminates Gladiator, Slasher, Sledger, Brawler, and Guardian Elf. In my opinion, however, Warden survives due to the fact that he has a shield at max level. This shield can be used to block the doll's vision, therefore letting him survive. This also allows Riot Guard to survive. And then, for our last eliminations here, I want to get technical and eliminate Toxic Gunner and Minigunner. This is because their weapons are extremely heavy at max level, making them slow. And for our very last elimination on Red Light, Green Light, Pursuit gets eliminated. While he is able to stop midair, it doesn't change the fact that his chopper blades will still move. This will make the doll detect him and immediately kill him. Everyone else will survive. Now we're on to Dalgona. How we will judge survivors off this game is based on how much precision they have in firing their shots at enemies. This means that long-range towers will have the upper hand yet again, and towers with shorter range or AoE attacks will be eliminated. Yet again, Sniper, Hunter, Ranger, Necromancer, and Archer all survive. However, Rocketeer and Hollowpunk do not join the survivors gang again, as they have AoE attacks, meaning they aren't very precise with their shots. This also eliminates Cryomancer, Pyromancer, Jester, Ripped Elf, Paintballer, and Demo Man. Unfortunately, Riot Guard and Warden shields will not help them this time as they immediately break their cookie due to their terrible precision. They are both eliminated. I'd like to eliminate Firework Technician and Trapper as they literally do not aim whatsoever either, and Shotgunner also dies because he is a spread tower. Snowballer can be considered an AoE tower, however, due to just how small his explosion is, I'll spare him this time. Everyone else survives. For our third game, we are on Tug-of-war. We can also merge this with Pentathlon as they are both games that require teamwork and cooperation. I'm not going to be randomly pulling teams and seeing who survives based off of strength, however, I will be eliminating towers based on if they require teamwork / support or not. Engineer dies immediately as most of her DPS does not need support. The same goes for Necromancer, whose DPS mostly comes from ram damage, which cannot be boosted, and this also eliminates the rest of the summoning towers, as they do not get boosted by other towers. Now, that was quick and simple. We can head on to Mingle and Glassbridge, which are just pure luck-reliant games. We will judge luck based on how lucky each tower is. If they have bad luck, then they will be eliminated. It's as simple as that. First of all, Scout, Sniper, Hunter, Medic, Swarmer, and Soldier all get eliminated immediately since they are all towers who haven't been reworked or adjusted in ages. Then we will eliminate the towers that are just straight up weak. Militant, Freezer, Frost Blaster, Archer, Executioner, Harvester, and Snowballer all get eliminated. Now, we are down to 7 towers. Electroshocker, Commander, Cowboy, Ranger, Accelerator, Commando, and Elementalist. Finally, we have the Squid Game. Now, the first half of this will depend on how much strategy each tower requires, while the second half will just depend on the tower itself. Electroshocker, Cowboy, and Accelerator are immediately eliminated because they don't require much strategy. Just place them and they work. Now, we are in the final 4. Commander, Ranger, Commando, and Elementalist. Make your bet and guess who's gonna win in a battle. First of all, Commander dies immediately. This is because he literally cannot attack without boosting other towers, basically just screwing him from the beginning. And Crookboss would not allow Commander to call in his support units either, just removing his lifeline completely as well. It's GG for Commander, truthfully. Ranger is also dead immediately. This is because he takes a whopping 6 seconds to even fire his gun in the first place. He's dead before you can even fire, and he never had a lifeline in the first place like Commander. Now, in the final 1v1, we have Commando and Elementalist. First of all, Elementalist has 2 modes, Fire and Frost. Commando has a fast fire rate and has rockets which stun. Now, let's assume Elementalist used Frost mode first. He can't actually freeze Commando, only slow him down. Unless he summons Ice Turret. Commando, however, would immediately just explode this Ice Turret the second it gets built with his rockets, which do literally just enough damage to take the Ice Turret out while also stunning Elementalist. This will pretty much just insta-kill Elementalist, and Frost mode would not be the right call. So, Elementalist would have to switch to Fire mode so he can burn Commando alive. However, guess what'll happen then? They both die. Commando's rockets would just explode if Elementalist tried to burn him or use his Heat Wave ability. Now, because Elementalist will lose with one of his modes and draw with the other, I think it's safe to conclude that Commando is the winner of TDS Squid Games. Unexpected, right? Well, the OG always comes out on top. Other than Gladiator, RIP Gladiator, he died on the first game, how sad. Anyway, this is just my interpretation of how it would go, so if you have any arguments or concerns about it, feel free to leave it in the comments below. My name is Rastility, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day or night.